What's up? Welcome back to IDB. My name is Michael, and this video is all about underrated iPhone features. I have compiled a list of 10 features on the iPhone that usually don't get enough attention for how useful they can be in your day-to-day life. So I'll show you how these features work and how you can turn them on your iPhone. Let's go ahead and jump in right now. First up at number 1 is something called back tap. This allows you to activate certain things on your iPhone either by double tapping or triple tapping the back of your device. Open up settings and then go to accessibility. Then choose touch and then scroll all the way down and choose back tap. You can choose either a double tap or a triple tap to perform certain actions. For me, I have a double tap set up for Spotlight and a triple tap set up for Control Center. My recommendation is that you set these up for actions that are usually a bit harder to access on your iPhone. So for example, you may not want to choose volume up or volume down simply because you can just use the volume buttons for that. And also I wouldn't choose something like Siri because you can just press and hold the power button. So that is why Spotlight is so useful for me, because if I didn't have this turned on, there is literally no way to access Spotlight search on my iPhone unless I double tap the back of my iPhone. So now if I'm in any application, I can simply double tap the back of my iPhone and access Spotlight search. I set up my triple tap for Control Center as my iPhone is very large, and sometimes when I'm using it with one hand, it's quite difficult to reach the top right corner with my right thumb. So when I triple tap the back of my iPhone, it instantly opens Control Center. And the list of actions that you can choose for back tap is pretty expansive, so I'd recommend opening up the back tap menu and choosing an option that is useful for you. Coming in next at number 2 is removing a subject from the background of a photo. Now to use this, you don't have to turn anything on, it's just on by default if you have iOS 16. And for this example, we're going to use a photo of a backpack. All you have to do is press and hold on the subject of the photo, and the device is going to be smart enough to be able to pull that from the background, and it's going to give you a few different options. You can see when I press and held on the subject, it gives me the option to copy it and also share it. However, if you press and hold and slide your finger, you can also use drag and drop, and you can move this subject anywhere on your iPhone. So for example, you could remove this from the background and drag it into messages, for example. And this also extends beyond just the Photos app as well. You can also do this in Files. So if you press and hold on an image in the Files app, you can then choose Quick Actions and then click on Remove Background. Once you do this, it's going to take the subject from the photo and it's going to create a whole new PNG file with the background completely removed from the image. Coming in next at number 3 is something called live text. If you open up your camera and point it at any text in your surroundings, you're automatically going to see a little live text icon appear in the bottom right corner. When you click on this, it's going to bring the UI forward and it's going to pull out any text that your iPhone's camera detected in the scene. From here, you can choose to copy the text. So say, for example, you're reading a book, you can choose to copy a quote that you took a photo of. Or for example, if you see a billboard and you want to remember a phone number, you can simply copy the phone number right from that photo you took. Live text also comes in handy for things like conversion and translation as well. So if you're in a different country and you want to translate the language, you can simply point your camera at that different language and you can use live text and do the conversion right there in the camera app. I also like using it for things like currency conversion as well. So if I point my camera at something in euros, right from the camera app, I can convert it into dollars and it becomes really handy when traveling. Next up at number 4 is something called live photo effects. I really like using live photos on my iPhone because I can press and hold on the photo and it plays a very small snippet of video that really brings me back to the moment when I took that photo. But you can actually extend the functionality of live photos with live photo effects. So first of all, you have to make sure that you are actually taking a live photo. So in the camera app, make sure that the live photo icon is turned on. And now whenever you take a photo, it's going to capture a very small snippet of video before and after you capture that photo. Inside your Photos application, you're going to see a little live icon in the top left corner. If you click on the arrow, you can choose a few different live photo effects. My favorite one is long exposure. If I ever take a photo of some water flowing like a waterfall, I can choose long exposure and get a really cool effect on that water. Some other fun ones include loop and bounce. So for example, if maybe you take a photo of someone jumping into a pool, you might want to choose the looping effect for your live photo. So I would play around with live photo effects as they can be really fun and they can make your photos a lot better. Next up at number 5 is using the updated Dictation. Apple updated Dictation in iOS 16 and it is so much more powerful now. If you watched our last video on tips and tricks for iMessage, you already know about this feature, but I love using the updated Dictation in iOS 16 because it is so much easier now to edit your text while leaving Dictation on. Previously in iOS 15 and earlier, if you were dictating a message, if you wanted to edit your text, you would have to turn Dictation completely off. But now in iOS 16, Dictation can stay on the entire time. So if you're dictating a very long message and then you realize the system made an error, you can tap into the text field and you can fix that error with the keyboard while leaving Dictation on the entire time. This comes in very handy if you're using Dictation for a long time and trying to dictate a lot of text on your iPhone. Number 6 is called Apple Music Sing. This is a relatively new feature and it's pretty much a karaoke mode for Apple Music. If you start playing a supported song and then you click on the lyrics icon on the bottom left-hand corner, you're going to notice that there is a microphone icon. When you tap on this, what it's going to do is it will remove the vocals from the song, allowing you to sing the vocals while maintaining the instrumentals of that song. You can choose to fine-tune how much of the vocals are removed. So if you need a little bit of help, you can choose to move the slider up a bit and have some of the vocals still be playing. But this is a really fun feature if you want to bring out that vocalist that lives inside of you. You can choose to sing along to your favorite songs and you can have a lot of fun with this. Number 7 is using the built-in password manager on your iPhone. Many people don't even know that this exists, but if you open up settings, scroll down and click on passwords. From here, it's going to authenticate with either your Face ID or your passcode. And in this menu, it's going to show all of your usernames and passwords from various websites and applications that you have signed into previously. From this menu, you can choose to manually add a username or password. So maybe one time you were signing into a website and for some reason your iPhone didn't prompt you to save that password. You can press on the plus icon and you can add a website, your username, and also your password. What I really like about using this password manager on my iPhone is it shows me security recommendations. So you can see I have a whole bunch of security recommendations as a bunch of my passwords, it looks like, have appeared in a data leak. So it looks like I have to put in a bunch of time and address a bunch of my passwords. But I really like the UI of this and it just works really well across all of my Apple devices. Whether I'm using my MacBook or my iPad or my iPhone, all of my passwords are stored securely in iCloud. And I'm able to sign into a website or an application really quickly. Another cool thing about this password manager is you can simply ask Siri to show you your passwords and it's going to launch you right into this password manager. Next up at number 8 is a feature that I use literally every single night when I'm trying to fall asleep. It is called background sounds. Open up settings and then choose accessibility and then choose audio visual and then choose background sounds. The sound that I choose when I'm falling asleep is called dark noise. Now, I'm one of those really weird people that cannot fall asleep in dead silence. I have to have some type of white noise playing. So when Apple brought this feature to the iPhone, I was very excited. It can be a little bit annoying to go into accessibility settings every single night when you want to turn this on. So what I do is I go into accessibility and I choose accessibility shortcut. From here, I choose background sounds. Now this is going to allow background sounds to be turned on with the accessibility shortcut, which is a triple click of the power button. So now whenever I try to fall asleep, all I have to do is triple click the power button on my iPhone and it'll instantly start playing the background noise. Next up at number 9 is taking advantage of some of the gestures in the camera app on the shutter button. Many people don't know that you can do this, but if you press and hold on the shutter button, your iPhone will start recording a video. From here, if you swipe to the right, you'll see there's a little lock icon. What this is going to do is it'll lock into video mode. That way you can keep recording the video without keeping your finger held on the screen the entire time. And if you drag the shutter button to the left, you can start taking a burst mode photo as well. This comes in very handy if you want to capture a bunch of photos in rapid succession of something moving very fast. And finally, at number 10, this is a very small feature, but it is one that I use literally every single day, multiple times per day. If you ever have something copied to the clipboard on your iPhone with the intent to search for it in Safari, if you open up Safari and then tap in the text field, you'll notice we have a few different options. We have a normal paste, and we also have paste and search. What this is going to do is it is going to remove the step of tapping on the search button. I know it's a very, very small feature, but I use it every single day, and it saves me a few seconds when I'm searching for something on the web. So there we have it. Those are 10 underrated iPhone features. What I want you guys to do now is, first of all, like the video if you found it informative and helpful, and also head down to the comments and tell us what your favorite feature was I covered in this video. And also, because we are a community of Apple enthusiasts, if you have any tips or tricks that you want to share, make sure to leave it in the comments below as well. My name is Michael with IDB. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.